feel the spirit. I feel the spirit moving in me. I feel the spirit moving in me. Feel the spirit. I feel the spirit moving in me. 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 And I feel the joy. I feel the joy moving in me. I feel the joy moving in me. Feel the joy. I feel the joy moving in me. I feel the joy moving in me. And I feel the peace. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. And I feel the spirit. I feel the spirit moving in me. 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 And I feel the vision. I feel the vision moving in me. I feel the vision moving in me. I feel the vision. I feel the vision moving in me. I feel the vision moving in me. And I feel the presence. I feel the presence moving in me. I feel the presence moving in me. I feel the presence. I feel the presence moving in me. I feel the presence moving in me. And I feel the spirit. I feel the spirit.
God morning and welcome to our Sunday celebration. Happy October and welcome to a new month. And we'd like to greet all of our viewers far and wide, whether you are local or global with us this morning. My name is Julia Mattis and I am the president of the Board of Trustees, the co-leader of the women's group here, and a licensed practitioner at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. Before we start the service today, for those of you on Facebook, we would greatly appreciate it if you would share this live stream to help us spread our message of love and joy and hope. I'll pause for you to do that now. Just go down to the corner there where the arrow is, hit the button and share it widely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Our vision is to contribute to a world that works for everyone. And we bring that into the world through our mission. As a diverse community of belonging and growth, we share the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. And we show up in the world to illuminate the spiritual truth that we belong to each other, calls for to us to be inclusive, to celebrate and embrace our unique identities based on ability, status, age, ethnicity, gender identity, national origin, physical characteristics, race, religion, and sexual orientation. And now let us move into our service today. I invite you now to set an intention for the week. Take a moment, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention right now as you open to receive Spirit's guidance through our time together this morning. And if you are on Facebook, please feel free to share your intention in the chat so that we can hold that intention with you. Great. We have a saying here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living: singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. And this week we are so blessed to have the incomparable Amy Steinberg back in the area. She is an accomplished musician, songwriter, vocalist, actor, and minister, and just loves to be spontaneous and playful. Please help me welcome once again, Amy Steinberg.
Good morning, Columbia. I'm so happy to be with you. My name is Amy Steinberg, and this is my song called Power. There's a power in a seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in a word, vibrating at a frequency. And there's a power inside that power, inside that power is love, 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 love. And you can feel it revealed when an open, broken heart begins to be healed. It breaks like the sky when a long, dark night starts spinning on the wheel of the world. Watch it rise. Out of the ashes comes another day of bright light, shining through your eyes. So much surprise every time we fall in love, 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 love. You can sing that with me. Love, 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 love. Let's do it one more time. Love, 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 love. And there's a force in the fist, but when unclenched it ceases to exist. It shifts into light. So much freedom releases from the wrists of insist on bliss, insist on bliss, insist on bliss, insist on bliss, insist on bliss. On bliss and love, 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 love. Bam, 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 wait, da, 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 boo, da, da, dum. Hey, I easily give my love to you right now. There's a power in the seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in a word, love, vibrating at a frequency. And there's a power within the power back of all that power. You know what it is? Is love.
Great. What a fantastic way to get the morning started. Thank you, Amy, so much for that amazing musical gift. As our founder, Ernest Holmes, taught, in principle, the great religions of the world do not differ as much as they appear to. That is why we take time each month, at the beginning of the month, to recognize and honor a variety of religions as sacred paths to God. I now invite licensed practitioner Io McClenny to lead us in our breaths of faith.
Good morning. Let us breathe in together as we honor each faith. Let us breathe in together as we honor each faith on this beautiful morning. As we take in the first breath, we honor Christianity as the path of love and forgiveness. As we take in the second breath, we honor Buddhism as the path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we take in the third breath, we honor Judaism as the path of ethical living through sacred law. As we take in the fourth breath, we honor Baha'i as the path of unity and peace. As we take in the fifth breath, we honor Islam as the path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we take in the sixth breath, we honor Confucianism as the path of deliberate tradition. As we take in the seventh breath, we honor Taoism as the path of harmony and balance. As we take in the eighth breath, we honor Native American tradition as the path that recognizes and honors spirit in all of creation. As we take in the ninth breath, we honor Shintoism as the path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we take in the 10th breath, we honor Hinduism as the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we take in the 11th breath, we honor Akan as the path that honors the divine, ancestors, and nature. As we take in the 12th breath, we honor our own faith, the science of mind, as the path of adherence to universal spiritual law and transformation through the commitment of our spiritual practices. And as we take in our last breath of this sacred ceremony, we invite you to hold sacred any and all faiths in all their multiplicity by knowing love is and as the highest power that guides them all. Namaste. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Ayo, for leading us in that sacred ceremony in the breaths of faith. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that no matter who you are or what your spiritual path, you are always, always welcome here. And we invite you to visit our newly redesigned website at columbiacsl.com to learn more about our community, to replay past services, and to find articles and other resources about our community. And please check out the calendar on our website for events and opportunities to gather with this amazing community. And now, let us consciously engage in spiritual practice together. I invite you to settle in, center yourself in this moment, and find that sacred place within where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Mindy Derrick and a guided meditation and affirmative prayer, once again by licensed practitioner Ayo McClenny. Mindy?
Good morning. If you cracked open your October Science of Mind magazine, you'd have met Jessie Jennings in the Daily Guides section, For the past few years, Jennings has been curating and commenting on Ernest Holmes's writings during the month of October, the magazine's anniversary. We'll be drawing from this collaboration all month. Today's topic is There Is No Other. We begin with a quote from Bhagavad Gita 4:11. In whatsoever way any come to me, in that same way I grant them favor. Holmes says, God is in you. God is in everyone else. There is one mind common to all individuals. This is one person. All people are in this one person. Every person is a personification of this one. Therefore, there is something in you that is one with every other person you will ever meet. Solve your problem by never again believing anything else. Identify yourself with that one in everyone you meet, and meet them as that one, and you will meet yourself in that one. Quoted by Effective Prayer, page 27. And Jennings says, while we can start anywhere with this teaching, there is no better place than oneness. The creative intelligence of the universe, or God, is fully present at every point within itself. So, one of those points of full expression is the individual self. And another of those points is the self of whomever we happen to be interacting with. As we realize this, challenges in connection and communication harmonize and resolve. We discover that there is no ultimate oppositional other. Our silent inner knowing of a shared legacy as expressions of the one melts away fear, opening in the place where it stood a broad passage into mutual understanding and respect, possibly even collaboration toward shared goals and lasting friendship. Further, we meet ourselves in that one as more of our motives and intentions surface into recognizable consciousness. We see where we may have hidden our power. Now, please join me in this affirmation. Today contains joy and happiness. I am filled with peace. And so it is. Namaste.
I am filled with peace. Repeat that with me. That's so powerful as we go into our meditative time. Let's say it together 3 times. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. Did you notice the difference? Or was there a difference for you? If you actually attempted to mimic the different ways that I said the same words. For me, it brought up slightly different feelings of peace. And so for our meditative time, I want us to meditate on peace. So be present in this moment. Be present in emotions. Feel comfortable and confident to close your eyes or keep them open. Look out at a beautiful landscape. Whatever brings that feeling of peace into your human body. Just notice the feel of your body. Is there tingling anywhere? Your fingers, your toes? Are there thoughts running all across your mind. Did you just see a lint bunny go by? You've got your eyes open. Are you feeling a feeling that is in alignment with the image that you're seeing? Peace is something that we can call about at any time if we train ourselves. In this meditation, let's remind ourselves of our peace avatar. What's the image that you have that aligns with that feeling of peace? Is it a kitten playing with your puppy? Is it untouched snow? Could it even be the smell of a cup of coffee? Because smell can be an image. As I am in this meditation with you, my image is a huge waterfall filled with rocks and water just bouncing off the rocks. I used to doubt that as an image of peace, but I found that when I needed peace in me, when all about me was not peace, that's the image that would come, and that's the image that would allow me to center. And so I embrace that. So as you have your image of peace or your smell of peace, embrace it. Just sit with this. Bring your hand to your heart as you're embracing that image of peace. Repeat with me. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. Hold your hand on your heart and know that we are avatars of peace. Where we go, peace always exists. And we call peace in the slightest glimpse of this image of peace. It's the slightest glimpse. Once it begins to show up, it can't stop. And when it starts, I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. Join me in this affirming prayer. And know that as I use I speak on behalf of all. It's just a delight that in this moment I'm filled with love, and I bless all images of peace, especially on this day of celebration of the International Day of Nonviolence, as we prepare for Yom Kippur. And as we prepare and continue our dedicated life of service to those who need us, as well as to ourselves. I breathe with the breath of the Creator that is breathing me. I am one with the Creator. Nothing changes that. I am peace. I am an avatar of peace. I am an avatar of a community calling in the perfect minister. I am an avatar of inclusion, an avatar of abundance, an avatar of environmental justice. I am an avatar of love. And as I am, so is this community for each example of the Creator I bring forward. I bring it as community. We are a community of all these things and more. And I am grateful for this practice together. I am grateful to be in a space of peace with my community, with our community, in world community. So it's in the joy and gratitude and peace that fills this and every moment that I release these words, for the law has it so. And in gratitude and recognition for all that is in this moment, I say, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
And Io, so grateful for both of you and your sacred service today. Thank you, Mindy, for that most beautiful reading, and Io for that amazing, delicious meditation and prayer. What a wonderful time of spiritual practice this morning that we're having together. In our community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you and for you. Feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we will hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. And now, please help me bring back once again the amazing, the incomparable Miss Amy Steinberg.
I accept and reflect the perfection you are, and all I see is your beauty and the love in your heart. And I will praise and choose to raise you up and do what is true. I honor the light in you. Honor the light. Honor the light. I honor the light in you. And I unlock all the blocks that keep you caught up in fear. And I release your inner peace so you can see much more clear. It is our gift to uplift each other out of the dark. You are divine, you only shine. I honor the light in you. Honor the light. Honor the light. I honor the light in you. is your beauty and the love in your heart, and I will praise you, choose to raise you up and do what is true. I honor the light in you. You know the chorus by now, so sing it with me. Honor the light, honor the light, honor the light. I honor the light in you. Last time. Honor the light, honor the light. I honor the light in you.
What a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you, Amy, for sharing your amazing talent with us this morning. And now, introducing our new monthly theme called Harvesting Our Abundance, it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Reverend Dr. Nadene Rogers, with her message today, Our Philanthropic Nature. Dr. Nadene?
Thank you so much, Julia, and everybody. Oh, that was such a beautiful song. Oh my goodness, I'm still there. It was simple and it was rich and poignant. Well, good morning, Columbia, CSL. Oh my, and to all those tuning in today, you know, it's a real honor to be sitting right where I am in my home, way up in British Columbia, Canada, and be with each one of you as we embark on the exploration of what harvesting our abundance might look and feel like. You know, we have heard, spiritually speaking, that in order to begin the experience of an abundant universe, we must start the flow by giving that which we wish to receive. Now, while this is an ancient truth, if we take a deeper look at what this means, we see that not only are we responsible to sustain the faith we need in order for us to give in times when we are not experiencing this universal abundance, but we are called to receive this abundance by giving thanks for the abundance which is waiting to be revealed through us as that desired external demonstration. Now, we can't give, or receive rather, until we give, but also we can't give until we receive. And to harvest our abundance, we must engage in both practices. So today, as I share some thoughts on harvesting our abundance, I'll address the root of humanity's inherent nature as being philanthropic, and touch upon also the laws of reciprocity and cause and effect. So when we think of the word philanthropic, we mostly think of it connected with financial abundance, at least I do, and the giving of it away in service to others, and or a higher cause for the greater good. But let's take a look at the origins of this word philanthropic. You know, it's generally agreed that the word was coined in ancient Greece by a playwright who wrote Prometheus Bound. The author told as a myth how the primitive creatures that were created to be human at first had no knowledge, skills, or culture of any kind. So they lived in caves in the dark, in constant fear for their lives. Zeus, the king of the gods, decided he was going to destroy them, but Prometheus, a titan whose name meant forethought, out of his philanthropos, or humanity-loving character, gave them two empowering, life-enhancing gifts. And they were fire, symbolizing all knowledge, skill, technology, arts, and science, and blind hope or optimism. Now, the two went together. With fire, humans could be optimistic. With optimism, they would use fire constructively to improve the condition of humanity. The new word, philanthropos, combined two words, philos, loving, in the sense of benefiting or caring for, nourishing, and anthropos, human being, in the sense of humanity or humanness. At that mythical point in time, human individuality did not exist because there was no culture, including language, skills, and other differentiating attributes. What Prometheus evidently loved, therefore, was not individual humans or groups of individuals, but humanity as a kind of being, a whole being. He loved human potential. Now, what these proto-humans could become with fire and blind hope was very, very interesting to him. The two gifts, in effect, completed the creation of humankind as a distinctly civilized being. The two gifts, fire and optimism, in effect, completed the creation of humankind as a distinctly civilized being. Philanthropia, loving what it is to be human, was thought to be the key to and essence of civilization. So the Greeks adopted the love of humanity as an educational idea, whose goal was excellence, the fullest self-development of body, mind, and spirit, which is the essence of liberal education. Love of my humanity. I'm going to segue here to make it a little more personally relevant for me. Love of my humanity, I often think, might very well ask me to buy a calculator with a conversion table in it so that I can finally convert the amount I envision would make me a full-fledged philanthropist to the amount I actually have within me right here and right now in which to realize, receive, and reveal this abundant universe in support of others' similar revelations. When we stop to ponder, we realize that there is so much we have been given that we didn't earn or need to be deserving of or worthy of. For instance, we didn't earn anything in this life that really sustains us or makes us feel good, like air, water, the sun, Earth's provisional food supply, our birth. And yet we strive to amass possessions to increase the illusions of our status, security, and power. In doing so, embraced in the illusion of scarcity instead of the belief in universal abundance, we can live lives of entitlement and give little heed to our responsibilities as stewards of our own life, the life of others, or that of the earth. All the while, endlessly reiterating, either internally or verbally, the question, why? Why? In reference to our environmental travesties or our crisis of man's inhumanity to man, our need to know has no doubt uncovered, down a couple of levels, the money system. And even below this, mesmerizing power that money seems to hold over us is the question, what is it to be human? We have created a separate self, and at the root of our experience in life lies the answer to this question, for from it, our world has been created. And that is, what is the self? Now, Io said in our pre-service prayer together, we are creation with no name. We are the avatars of love. We come to know who we are by looking outside and seeing what we're not. And from there, our need to own, control, and become a person of 1,000 faces is critical, often to our survival. Our survival becomes so precious that we often dishonor others and the expression and discovery of our own true nature. The journey of separation in this world of duality is a part of a much larger process in order that humanity awaken to its true purpose. As moments of global crisis occur and escalate, we have a collective choice. Do we give up the game and awaken, become conscious, self-sustaining, reliant individuals drinking guidance from our spiritual source? Or do we hold on even tighter? Let's imagine we've chosen door number 1, becoming conscious, self-sustaining individuals guided by spirit, and step into our philanthropic nature as to our conscious use of the law of giving and receiving. Now, there isn't a religious or spiritual teaching that would argue the truth of the principle that you must give to receive. So, in metaphysical terms, as everything is energy in some stage of formation, then both the causal energy of our motivation or intention back of our giving and the physical act of giving is equally important. More so if they are incongruent or congruence energetically, the giving will yield in even greater proportion blessing, both the giver and receiver. But if the intention, our intention or motivation, is energetically not congruent with the energy in the giving of one's gift, then it will yield in proportion to its incongruent nature. But what happens if we give away that which we wish to receive back? Say we are broke. How can we give away money to receive money? We don't have to, if we don't have money to give, then we may conclude that the principle is an absolute. But principles by their very nature are all absolute. In this case, it works by giving something away which has precious value to the giver and is given with a consciousness of not need or lack or want, but of acceptance and gratitude of all that one has and will be given in their own experience. It is the energy of the knowing of faith and gratitude in the mind of the giver which attracts more of what we wish to receive, not the material substance of what we give. So what are we really giving away then? We're giving our faith, our gratitude, our acceptance of our co-creative power with this universe. The form of the gift in giving that which we wish to receive again is not that important. It's the form of our mental and emotional causal energy and how much clarity, conviction, and faith it and our word holds as we give our gift that will affect our life condition. So moving to the second half of the law of giving and receiving, equally important in harvesting our abundance is receiving. Here's a warm, albeit rather early Christmas story that illustrates the broader application of receiving. And sorry to all of those people who are out shopping and going, why are the Christmas decorations out this early? I know, life just moves so fast, doesn't it? Here's the story. In 1974, a man named Philip Kuntz, a sociologist at Brigham Young University, and his family got a record number of Christmas cards. In the weeks before Christmas, they came daily, sometimes by the dozen. Kuntz still has them in his home. He collected them in an old photo album. And they read, "Dear Phil, Joyce, and family, we received your holiday greeting with much joy and enthusiasm. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Love, Lou, Bev, and the children," or some such names. Now, the cards from that year came in all shapes and sizes, but the basic message was the same. The writers wanted Kuntz to know that he and his family were cared for, and also they wanted to share some of their own news. They included pictures of their family members and new homes and smiling graduates with freshly minted diplomas. It all seemed pretty normal, except for one thing. Kuntz didn't know any of them. You see, earlier that year, he decided to do an experiment to see what would happen if he sent Christmas cards to total strangers. And so he went out and collected directories for some nearby towns and picked out around 600 names. He said he started out at a random number and then skipped so many and got to the next one, he said. So to these 600 strangers, Kuntz sent his Christmas greetings, handwritten notes or a card with a note of him and a photo from him and a photo of him and his family. And then Kuntz waited to see what would happen. About 5 days later, responses started filtering back, slowly at first, and then more, until eventually they were coming 12, 15 at a time. Eventually, Kuntz got more than 200 replies. He said he was really surprised by how many responses there were, and surprised by the number of letters that were written, some of them 3 and 4 pages long. Now, why would someone send a 3-page letter to a complete stranger? Why did so many people write him back at all? Ashtavakra Gita says, I am the infinite deep in whom all the worlds appear to rise, beyond all form, forever still. So am I. We are the avatars of love with extraordinary power to light hearts on fire. And everything, when given or received in gratitude and respect for the mystery of life, creates the very feelings, experiences, and opportunities we desire to harvest, all delivered in loving abundance. Abundance, Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science and Mind, says, is a divine equality or quality of the infinite mind that is everywhere present and available for us to claim through our declaration of its existence through thought, word, and deed. Now, this declaration purports that literally, I am enough, and therefore there is enough. Now, what I've personally come to know is that although the true gift is in the giving, and I don't consciously need or want anything to be returned to me, as I know the law of cause and effect is always working, creating an effect to my every claimed intention, I still have trouble practicing being poised to receive. Can anyone relate to that? I am aware that if I do not receive, I also create a kink in the universal flow of abundance and therefore stunt its energy from flowing in and through me in not just one, but all areas of my life in the same degree. I cannot be joyful in my giving without being joyful in my receiving. I must be congruent in my joy in order to attract and harvest universal abundance. Knowing that there is enough and that prosperity is ever coming to us in equal proportion to our ability to be grateful for all that we have now, we are invited to let go our death grip on the picture of what that material something we see or even imagine looks like, and the answer to our prayers, and keep open at the top in gratitude for the harvest, stating this or something better. Thank you, Spirit. You know, several years back, I had a weekly radio show on Voice America. It was called Minding Your Business, Creating a Sacred Economy. And each week I had new guests, and one guest that still imprints me is Charles Einstein, author of Sacred Economics, who focuses on themes of civilization, consciousness, money, and the human cultural evolution. The premise of his text is drawn from a gift economy, where we are no longer in competition with one another as in our present economy, but rather when we have more than we need, we give it to someone who is in need. As this gratitude and way of being increases, we find ourselves in alignment with the universal law of circulation and the co-creation of intentional community. Now, there are ways to shift a global money system, he teaches us, that really is not working. And in taking responsibility for the role we play as co-creators in our lives, we will don the cape of stewardship. And anything less than coming together in agreement to use our collective wisdom and love to steward the earth and its people at this point in our civilization, he says, just isn't worth trying. Our capacity is not just revealed when push comes to shove, or we put the pedal to the metal, as they say. It is about experiencing life from the vantage point of the witness as conscious conspirators with the laws of the universe, to be a co-creator instead of a controller. Our reach, be it thought, be it in word or deed, is our spiritual legacy in the making. Personal sidebar for you. As I was writing this talk, I was remembering that in the earlier days, I was unconsciously very calculating in my giving. Now, some of the time, I was quite spontaneous. Two different behaviors coming from the same motivation, though, to get what I felt I needed or I lacked. Then a time came when I became aware of what I was up to, and the behavior, for the most part, continued under a cloud of growing disdain for myself. Over time, I saw I was involved in affirming short-term gain for long-term pain, and I vowed to move myself through short-term pain for long-term gain into the experience of becoming an inspired and generous person just for the joy of it. Can you see yourself in this evolutionary process of awakening to your own self-worth and capacity? And let's complete that contemplation with applying this capacity to give to yourself, to see and live this idea of the true giver who is so complete within themselves, loving what you do know of yourself and loving what you do not know yet. Philanthropy, for the love of humanity. Philanthropy for the love of humanity, for our humanity, for the betterment and the quality of life, for our life. There is no God taking care of me, I know this, outside of my own higher consciousness, which lives in the knowing that my source for every possible waking imagining and every nighttime dream lies in the belly of belief in a universe that is friendly, in a power that is loving, and a law that is constant, affirmative, and impersonal. So as we begin to awaken the awareness of our inherent philanthropic nature, through understanding and practicing the law of giving and receiving, we are blessed tenfold by our own generosity. Generosity increases our ability to see what is not readily known. The greatest challenge to being generous in the midst of our own conflict, internal conflict, or outer conflict, is the demand to look beyond the immediate situation. When hatred, rejection, or opposition are high, the credibility of loving connection is at its lowest. But when we allow ourselves to step aside from our pride and the vulnerability of our personality and surrender to the perfect work of our philanthropic nature, the smallest of actions will then take on great significance, and our days will be jam-packed with meaning and purpose. In our spiritual practice today, Aya was talking about community. And all of us are drawn into spiritual community that are listening in this moment. Our instinctive nature calls out to one another because there is something of great and precious value that lives here. Whether we are aware or not, we have been drawn here to uncover the treasures that abound. Personally speaking, as a minister or spiritual leader, when I see myself as different than you, the congregation, I stop the movement of love, of reaching out for new co-conspirators of love as I go. And if you see yourself as different than me, the minister, you too have stopped the movement of love, of reaching out to experience what will send you soaring. So exercising our philanthropic nature in loving generosity has the ability to lift us up to a higher level where we are more human, more the person we really want to be. Each of us has the capacity within us, for we have life without end within us. All it takes is a willing spirit and the courage to be used for something greater than ourselves. Everything you were born to be, everything you've experienced in your lives has been the perfect path for you now to make the choice to become a fuller expression of your loving, generous nature. So carry on, my co-conspirators. Discover that inherent philanthropic nature born within you and enjoy the ride. And so it is. Amen.
And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Dr. Nadene, for that powerful and inspiring message. For me, I grabbed onto a couple of thoughts. Loving what it is to be human while being avatars of love. What fabulous thoughts. I also like that story about the Christmas cards. Just so many wonderful nuggets. I know I'm going to have to go back and listen to that talk again. If you would like to take a deeper dive into today's talk, please join Dr. Nadene at our after chat on Zoom. And you can get the link by logging into our new calendar at our new website at columbiacsl.com. And please join us next week as we welcome together in person at the Hawthorne Center with Reverend Jim Webb, speaking on harvesting your diving intelligence. Our guest musician next week was our very own Felicia Taylor. And if you can't be with us in person, as always, you can join us on the live stream through Twitch TV, our YouTube channel, or on Facebook. And once again, for our last performance of the day, I'd like to bring back the amazing Amy to share some more music with us.
Thanks for having me, Columbia. This last song is a chant that I wrote, and I thought it would match the topic perfectly, and so I hope that you'll sing it with me when you get it. The lyrics are, I give from my heart. I give without fear. I give out of love. All I need is here. I know God provides an endless supply. I open my hand and watch my world come alive. Now, I know that was a lot, but I'm going to feed it to you after I sing it once through, so you'll get it. I give from my heart. I give without fear. I give out of love. All I need is here. And I know God provides an endless supply. I open my hands and watch my world come alive. I give from my heart. I give from my heart without fear. I give without fear, out of love. I give out of love. All I need is here, and I know God provides an endless supply, an endless supply. I open my hand and watch my world come alive. I give. Maybe a deep breath here, releasing any of that tension around giving. I give from my heart. I give without fear. I give out of love. All I need is here, and I know God provides an endless supply. I open my hands and watch my world come alive. I watch my world
what another amazing gem. Thank you so much, Amy, for that fabulous song. We so appreciate your gifts and talents. And for those of you who don't know, Amy is also a gifted artist, and all that art in the background were all her original pieces that she paints. And be sure to check out her website at amysteinberg.net or on YouTube for more uplifting music and to check out her art as well. So our community, Columbia CSL, is a tithing center, which means that we share 10% of all of our contributions, both locally and globally, to support other 501c3s whose vision aligns with ours. And so recently I received a letter from Valerie Mathis, the director of the Howard County Multi-Service Center in Laurel, which I'd like to take a minute right now to read, please. Dear Ms. Mathis, we truly cannot thank the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living enough for the generous donation of the Shell and gas gift cards. Your support allowed our center to distribute the gift cards to families in need of this resource to get to doctor's appointments, work, and other resources offered in Howard County. I wish your team could have witnessed the surprise and happy looks on the faces of our clients as we offered and handed out these gas cards. On behalf of the families that received this blessing, a warm thank you. Organizations like yours truly make the difference in the world, and for this we are incredibly grateful. Blessings to your community. Warm regards, Valerie Mathis. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Reggie, who went on a hunt and delivered those gas cards to the Multi-Service Center. So now we'll show the blessings of joy. It's time for our conscious giving and our opportunity to participate in the law of circulation that Dr. Nadene just spoke about and that Amy just sang about. We know that as we have to receive as well as to give, so we invite you to let your divine inner wisdom choose a blessing of joy that calls on you, whether it's one on the screen or something from your higher self. And Jesse says he doesn't have them for the screen, so let's just open to receive the gifts from above, from our higher self. And I want you to keep these blessings with you all week long and remember how much you are loved. Wonderful. Now we can complete the law of circulation by giving back. And I want you to take these same feelings of joy and love, and I want to invoke those feelings with gratitude and abundance. And I want you to allow them to fill you and to fill the space around you. And now let us use the power of our word by speaking our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies this offering, and so it is. We offer easy ways to donate your offering. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through the website at columbiacsl.com, or you can text your donation to us at 410-498-6175, or for those of you who prefer, you may drop off or mail your check to our office. We receive and appreciate your gifts and tithes so much. Thank you for supporting us so that we remain a vital and thriving center for our collective spiritual nourishment. And we know that as we give with gratitude, we receive with great gratitude. And would you please join me as we bless and receive every gift that is bestowed upon our center, Columbia CSL. Together, we receive the gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being part of our spiritual family today, and we so look forward to seeing you again next week in person. At the end of service, we hope that you'll check out our announcement slides and our website on our calendar, which is columbiacsl.com/events, to make sure that you know everything that's coming up in our community. And just to give you a quick reminder, I want to mention that Rebecca Bell's course on mindfulness practices starts on Monday, tomorrow. To sign up through the link on our newsletter or through the website calendar. And tickets are now available for our big event, our virtual fall concert and live auction on October the 28th. With every purchase of the ticket, your name is entered to win a $100 Visa card. And we've got some very, very awesome auction items up there now, which we all just finished posted this last week. I think there's about 20 of them now. So please, please check it out. And thank you to all of our generous donors. And once again, please join Dr. Nadene in our after chat immediately after the service this morning. Find the link on our website calendar under today's date. And now, to close out our service, it's once again my pleasure to bring back Dr. Nadene with today's benediction.
Please join me in the consciousness of humanity's inherent loving nature. Your loving nature, my loving nature. Let's just allow ourselves to receive Spirit's blessings everywhere present, both within and without. Let's remember together Amy's words in her last song. I give from my heart. I give without fear. I give out of love and watch the true world appear. Knowing that I am a blessing, that you are a blessing, and that life most definitely is a blessing. I release these words, knowing the law is already making them so. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.